Hi Virgo, this is Kay. You're on the Collective Soul Tarot channel. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to your reading. So let's begin. We're going to use the golden keys of Gaia to find out what Archangel Michael wants you to know today. Archangel Michael, what do you want Virgo to know today? Please like and subscribe, and I hope you're doing well. Hope this reading finds you doing well, and thank you so much for being here to watch the video. Okay, we have got communication. Lovely. 1. The first card of this deck, right? Let's see. Yeah, it must be. So the first card of this deck is communication. Don't be afraid to express how you really feel. So communicate clearly and honestly, or someone is doing that with you. Okay, communication. 1 is a new beginning. You know, they all in mental health, because I'm a mental health counselor, the first thing, what we always kind of, ask our clients, which we basically know the answer already. They know the answer, we know the answer, but we ask, what's the most important thing when it comes to relationships? And they'll say communication. Yes, that's the number one thing. And this is number 1. We have the Star, because then your wishes will be realized. This wish is already granted for you. You just have to get yourself, your energy, aligned with that particular energy of the wish. Okay, whatever your wish is in whatever area of your life we're talking about. An energy of life, the areas of life is, let me see. We have got the 5 of Wands. Okay, there's inner conflict or conflict on the outer area, environment of your life. Could be both. Okay, something, see, with conflict, it's usually people are arguing in chaos, because Wands are about being passionate, taking action, and action is speaking as well. So communicating could be arguments and chaos, a lot of disappointment in any case, a lot of anger, a lot of pain, a lot of misunderstandings. Maybe you have had a misunderstanding with somebody, but it says don't be afraid to express how you really feel. Don't hold back. The wish is granted. So whatever you want to be able to heal between you and this person or this situation, it will be healed. We have the Scythe card. It's a 1 as well, because it's 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. That means you've got basically a brand new start. A brand new start, whether with this person that you're not seeing eye to eye with right now or moving on. But the Scythe is cutting away whatever it is that needs to go and leave the rest behind that still needs to mature to become the crop that you will cut away in the next phase of your life. Because it'll be, it's like we grow, right? So we've been there, done that. It's time to do something else. So that when we're done doing that or done experiencing that, we'll say we've been there, done that. It's time to get on and move on to something else. All right, this card wants to come out. The Empress. Okay, the Empress. Empress. Oh, the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. Now, the 9 of Pentacles is usually the pre-Empress energy to the Empress energy. But I also see the Queen of Pentacles to be very much like that too. Then you've got the 9 of Pentacles, and then you have the 10 of Pentacles, and then you have the Page and the Knight, and then the Queen. That to me seems like it's more like getting closer to the Empress, because the Empress is all 4 queens rolled up in one energy. So all the qualities of each one of the queens are in the Empress. Knight of Cups. Okay. This is the 6 of Cups. with the Four of Cups. Ooh, you little stinker, you. We have the King of Wands. And the Four of Pentacles. Okay. Look at the fiery energy here. Somebody's been hanging on. We have the Five of Cups. Sorrow and regret, remorse, but not quite seeing the true love that's on its way in. We have the Five of Wands. Okay, that's double. So there's been some real communication between you and somebody, that there has been a lot of arguments and possibly mean things said to each other. You know, shooting arrows at each other. We have the Eight of Cups, walking away from that emotional investment. With the Eight of Pentacles. Wow, you're working hard to master. The Five of Swords. Okay, your near future energy is the back of the deck, the Two of Swords, needing to make a decision. Two of Cups. We've got the Eight of Swords. It's going to be up in your head a little bit. Temperance. There'll be healing and balance. With the Nine of Cups. Yes. Oh, and the Hierophant. Let's see. The Star again. Wow. The High Priestess. The Three of Wands. The Eight of Wands. The Hangman. The Nine of Wands. Yeah, I'm going to bring these guys out. They don't have to play a major part in your reading at all. But there is such positive energy. And, you know, the Eight of Wands. With the Three of Wands, I would say is positive communication. And this, again, is all about communication. With your significator card, the energy we're talking about here. Yeah. This looks good, guys. Okay, so. You're a wife. You've been committed to somebody. They wooed you. You know, somebody that you knew from the past came in and swept you off your feet. Came in and swept you off your feet. Yes, they did. Let's see. The Hierophant, Two of Cups, Eight of Swords, Temperance. Something's going to heal you, and it's going to be wish fulfillment. This is a wish granted, the Star. This is wish fulfillment at the time of your experiences. Whenever you get the Star energy, that is like the divine has already got this whole world version, a parallel world, let's just say, that you can step into when you get yourself in the right energy that's aligned to it. And that whole parallel world energy has got the romantic relationship you want, the relationship with your kids that you want, the relationship with other people's co-workers, the career you want, the money you want, the material things you want, the health, the good health, all that stuff is already granted for you by the divine. You just need to step into that parallel world. And you might say, well, how do I do that? We do it all the time, every day. We don't realize it. We're not necessarily aligned with our greatest energy of all that I just mentioned any day, in any particular day, until we get ourselves into that kind of big energy to be aligned with that big energy. You have to become a big magnet to be able to lure that parallel world into your existing world. And in any moment, your existing world is different. Because there's so many parallel worlds like this, right? So many of them. And for different phases of who you are, like you might be, there's like a plethora, like, something that you just cannot put a number to, of versions of you in this life where you are right now. You got the same partner, the same house, the same dog, the same job, that kind of thing. There's like all these versions. This is how crazy this dream is. All these versions of you where it's just slightly different looking from one to the next. So if you were to go, let's say, you were to kind of move through, like keep stepping, you just have to step because your thoughts, your decisions, your choices that you make to either go here or go there. You make a step into whatever decision you make. You've stepped into that next parallel world, depending on how big of a decision, how big of thing you're making a decision over. Let's just say it's pretty minuscule stuff, like I'm going to no longer eat shreddies for breakfast anymore. I'm going to have omelets. I'm going to take the time to make omelets. So, because you might decide that you're going to live a little bit healthier, and it's going to start with your breakfast. You're going to have this whole different world that you now, with that decision, stepping into a different version of you that's going to improve. Your health it's already there. You're just lining up with it now because of a decision, a choice you made. That you are living healthier, so therefore you feel healthier, you feel more energetic. You then start meeting other people because you become a different magnet than you were in the parallel world that you were just in before you made that decision. You're going to be meeting different people. You might even, might be still in the same job, but you might end up benefiting in some way because you've changed your energy as a result of making a different decision than what you've normally made. And so now you're in this new world, okay? And you might make another decision to say, you know what? I think I'll go work out too. I didn't decide to work out before when I decided to start making omelets, so I'm still in this omelet version of yourself, okay? But I'm deciding I'm going to start working out 20 minutes a day after work. Well, now you've stepped into another version of yourself, the one that goes to the gym, who also eats omelet, who is also meeting new people, who is also benefiting some way at work, who might be making a little bit more money. You might have benefiting at work, right? Might be getting a raise or something because you're in a different energy. Now you're in this more energy of you being someone who is working out as well. So you're going to meet all these people at the gym who are in that same energy. They're trying to be healthy and they're working out, and then you meet other people through them. And you just open up so many more doors of opportunities for you in this new world, this new parallel world. That if you decided to stop working out at any time, it doesn't mean you're going to go back to that one that you were before the omelet decision. Maybe you even stop eating omelets. But you have risen into a new energy. So whatever that energy is, even though you're not going to be working out anymore, it's still that you've met all these other people. You've invited different people, different opportunities into your energy, into your world. Therefore, you could never go back to being the way you were before. You could never do that. But you can kind of keep you on a slightly same trajectory of this particular world that you've stepped into for a time, okay, until you decide to make another life decision, some kind of choice that you make. You might decide that you're sick and tired of wearing black all the time, so I'm going to start wearing some red, and in fact I want to wear a red hat, just being a little bold and out there kind of thing. Well, guess what? You might meet people from the Red Hat Society. But you understand what I'm saying, right? So the idea is that you are in a particular energy of a world that you're in right now. But the star is going to be something that you're going to kind of rise to the occasion, rise to the energy, become aligned with, and that's your wish fulfillment. So whatever you're wishing for right now, it could just simply be a relationship where they're going to commit to you and you're going to feel like a real woman or a real man with them because they respect you and they are highly attracted to you and they want you to express your femininity or express your masculinity in whatever ways that makes them look at you and say you're sexy, you're this, you're that, you're respectful, you're confident, you're feeling that way too. You're going to be evolving, right, through communication. You want to have that kind of relationship where you can talk to this person like that, like they're a mole on your, the back of your hand that you've become very familiar with and that you love dearly. Yeah. that you never would think of going to the dermatologist and have them remove it. You never think of that, because you actually see that as being something very unique, and you love that about yourself. So you want to be able to look at your person like that, that they're unique to you. Okay, it doesn't have to be unique to anybody else, but unique to you, and that you love them for the mold that they are. That kind of thing, right? Okay, so then we have the Six of Cups here. So the Six of Cups energy came in, and there's somebody that you've known for a long time, or been with for a long time, or had a relationship in the past and kind of came back together, reunited, that kind of thing. But it was like it wasn't working out. Okay, it didn't work out. Something happened. You argued a lot. They were all about romance. They're all about romance, and there was no part of them that said they didn't find you attractive, didn't want to love you up, and show you different ways that they love you. However, you argued all the time. You argued all the time, and it just caused you so much anxiety and pain. And just didn't feel good going home. You just didn't want to go home because you thought you're probably going to end up arguing again. You do it every night, kind of thing. And so you're feeling disappointed. Disappointed in life, love, disappointed in life, bored, like, oh, I'm disappointed in my life. Is this what's going to be if I don't do something about, breaking away from it? I've got to communicate. I got to find a way to communicate in order to align up with my wish fulfillment, which is to have a relationship where communication is like it's like number one. It is just something that the two of you are just going to be talking to each other about anything and everything, and not fearing to do it. And so you're going to be cutting out of your life anyone that you can't feel like you can communicate with. This one loves. And they show you through the way they are with you physically, and through roses, and through leaving little notes, stuff like that. But when it comes to time to talk about the way they feel about something, feel about you, it's like pulling eye teeth out of their head. It's painful. It doesn't work very well. Okay? So it's like you want to be able to have open conversation, open communication with your person. Moving forward, you just want to enjoy the energy or the experience of talking, of chatting. Even if you go out for dinner, you want to be able to talk with your person. You're not just going to both sit there and chew on your steak, and look around, look around. Oh yeah, who else is here that we know? That kind of thing. You want to sit there and have these conversations because you two maybe have many interests of the same thing, and so there's a lot for you to talk about, right? Okay, so what you don't realize though is that the divine has got a cup, an offer coming in for you, and in comes the King of Wands. Riding in on a horse, right? He's not. Is he on a horse? No, he's not. Yes, he is. I can't tell. It kind of looks like a horse, but he shouldn't be on a horse, and really, this is a Vikings deck. He shouldn't, as a Viking, yes, he should be on a horse, but it's the Knight of Wands that's on a horse. It's the knights that are on a horse. But anyways, he comes riding in, all aflame, desire, passion, wants to find you highly attractive, loves you. He wants to take you out. He wants to do this with you. He wants to do that with you. He wants to show off. He wants to be confident with you. He wants to, woo you and put you on a pedestal, really. And of course, you got to be careful with that, right? Because when you're on a pedestal and things go awry, you fall off their pedestal and you hurt. They don't. Okay, so. But anyways, they have this energy of, I am all fired up with you, and I'm not ever letting you go. I'm not ever letting you go. And you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, is this going to be good for me? Is this good for me? Look what has happened before. but I've learned my lesson. See, these cups haven't fallen over. They're horns, you know, that they drink from, the Vikings. They haven't fallen over. So that means, that tells me that you're still, you know, you have still relations with the other people, that you may be still friends to some degree, that you can still, you know, say hi to them. If you had to meet them, see them downtown or in the mall or at the bank, you run into them and you can say hello. It's not like you gotta, you know, put your head down and look the other way and pretend, hope to God they don't see you. You are okay with that. You're okay with what your relationships in the past are to you right now. But it's just a matter of you being able to see the two cups. The two of cups was that you two here before had a falling out, many falling out. You just couldn't get on the same page about agreeing about anything much, especially now. Okay, but you're going to be, you know, it's going to be revealed to you that there is somebody who is a true love to you right here, a true love to you, and it's going to make you feel like, you know, this is going to be now inner conflict, because this is all fired up. This one here, they wooed you off your feet. Okay, they did. They showed you in many ways how much they just wanted to love you. They wanted to show you that they loved you, even though you argued. Oh yes, baby, you know, even though we don't agree and we don't talk much, you know I love you, right? You know I love you. And so, but then you start arguing about that afterwards. So in any case, you're worried that this fiery energy right here is going to burn out. That they're going to hang on to you come hell or high water because they find you that amazing. They're hot after your trail, okay? And you're worried about that. This is inner conflict now. This was inner and outer. You don't want inner and outer conflict. You want things to heal. You want to have a relationship with someone. If it can't be with this one, you want it with somebody else. And that wish is granted for you. So you got to walk away from what it is that's worrying you and making you feel like, oh my God, you know, crying over spilt milk, remembering that. You know, it's basically what you're doing is that you would be minimizing the major effect this relationship can have on your life by stewing in fear. Okay, stewing in fear, inner conflict. This is the fear and inner conflict. This is like what's gone before. You're worried it's going to happen again. You know, even though you've had these relationships, these 3 other relationships or more, however many it is, and these 2 here, the past, the 2 spilt, you're worried it's going to happen again between you and someone else. That you're going to be stacking that one up there too, like a trophy. See, these are like stacked up like trophies. And once you've been with someone else, it's going to be another one that you're going to be stacking up. It's like the notch on the belt kind of thing, right? So the divine is saying here, the advice the divine's giving you is that you need to walk away from those emotional investments of that gets you all wrapped up in your, you know, all wrapped up and left for at the burning stake. Right, they're coming to burn you, like the witch, right? That you need to find some peace within you about this. That it's okay to walk away from those investments that you've had because you're going somewhere else. You're going into the 9 of Cups, right? It's going to require a lot of work and mastering on your part, and this is going to be mastering your thoughts and your minds, which is your fears. You're going to have to get control of your fears. This is again lining with the star energy, right? So that you are not going to end up sabotaging your efforts moving forward. Yes, you've got to cut away that which you have been used to doing, habitually attracting and then arguing with, experiencing chaos because people are not talking. You're not talking. You're not communicating. You have to get off the fence about all of this and make a decision, because true love, it's on its way to you. They're going to show up right here, and they don't want to ever let you go. And you're going to feel like, oh my God, I'm all wrapped up in my mind now. I'm worried, I'm concerned. Maybe this is too much too soon, and too much if they're all that fired up about you. So but it's going to lead to balance and healing and peace in your life. You're going to be able to temper whatever it is that you feel is too much by communicating with them. Well, I say them, but with him. This could be a woman, if you're a man watching this. It could be a woman in their King of Wands energy. You communicate. If this is feeling like it's coming on too strong, you communicate with them. You tell them, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about how we're coming on so full and so strong right here, right now. I mean, we just barely got to know, we've barely just met, kind of thing. We need to talk about this. And they're going to say, all right, let's talk about it. I'm willing. I am a communicator. After all, the wands, right? Taking action. I do communicate. I will communicate, but I will also communicate in very passionate ways. So get ready. Get ready. But here's your Nine of Cups, right? Going from the Eight of Cups, walking away, you're going into the Nine of Cups energy of your wishes are going to be like wish fulfilled here, right here now. It's not like this other parallel world that you need to align your energy with. In anything that you align with here through your communication, you'll be granted wishes, like you will be rewarded, in other words. And that's another energy about the Eight of Pentacles, that you work hard to master the art of communication. You work hard on that and you'll be rewarded, because the Eight of Pentacles leads to reward, which is Nine of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, right? So the Hierophant, it's like you are needing to seek inner. This is all about, these are three major arcanas right here. You need to seek some inner sanctuary, number one, for peace and calm with this Temperance energy. Temper your fears, and temper your maybe need to a habit of arguing with somebody, like expecting that they're going to argue with you, like this one. You may expect that if you were to have an open, honest conversation with this one here, that he would argue with you, and that you'd just be shut down. And then things aren't going to go well, and you just start thinking all sorts of, what if, with the Eight of Swords. What if? So, get yourself out of the habit of not seeking within first for guidance and strength and compassion and peace and calm and all the wonderful things. B, worried that if you communicate, the person's not going to want to communicate with you. And C, actually arguing again. It's ending in arguments again. Things being said back and forth that are not nice. So there's A, B, and C for you to conquer if you're not already there. So don't be afraid to express how you really feel. Cut away these things that if you're not already in alignment with your highest self, that will be the wish fulfilled through the High Priestess energy, your intuition. The Hierophant might be simply as you talk to somebody, a counselor, if you've been that, distressed over a past breakup or arguments. Maybe you are seeing a marriage counselor with this person. Continue going, but on your own. If you don't want to be with this person, that is. Or get to see a counselor, a mental health counselor for yourself. Okay? Or you're going to look into the higher wisdom of just through prayer, or seeking some kind of mediary wisdom, mediary authority, which would be your pastor, your priest, your whoever, somebody that you see is tuned in, tapped in, and turned on to God. that you just feel like they've got what you need to hear. That you'll feel better when you talk to somebody about this. Could even be one of your best friends, because they may have some great advice. And so they're kind of like an authority because they have such great advice. Okay, it could be that. But it's going to be something about, also about your marriage that needs to be addressed if you're married here as well. This has got to be addressed so that you can be free and move on to this here. But again, your star energy is in the future. You get some advice, tap into your inner sanctuary, your intuition, talk to somebody, talk to God, talk to somebody who's got some great advice, because the star is also, their star is showing up in your near future. Okay, this is overall stuff. Okay, but this is kind of like what you're going through right now and what's coming up, like coming into your energy right away, and this would be the near future. So the star energy is you get yourself straight. Okay, you get yourself into a 9 of Cups kind of energy, because if love is showing up on your doorstep, you will be needing to seek advice from others. Okay, some support, some emotional support, that you're going to align yourself. You're going to step into that one parallel world where you are not only tapped into your intuition like there's never been a time before for you, that you are preparing yourself for the type of communication between you and this person here that's going to lead to success, happiness, and success. This person is a wand. These are wands. They will communicate with you, but like I said, they're going to want to talk to you and slip in some, you know, yeah, I want to talk to you. You're just so damn hot. Kind of thing. Yeah, I want to talk to you. Of course I want to talk to you. How could I not talk to you? You're so damn hot. So, you know, that kind of thing, right? They're going to be, they might mess around with you because they're a little bit of a, the King of Wands likes to have fun. They're fiery, they're spontaneous, they are passionate, and they pursue. Okay, so if they make a little bit light of it, it's just because that's their nature. But they mean they're serious. They're serious. They do find you hot. And so, but they want to help lighten the air, or lighten the mood with you, lighten you up a bit by just saying something that would, you know, make you maybe be a little embarrassed, or feeling, you know, just like somebody had just complimented you, you know, feeling good about yourself. But you be prepared to jump ship with them, like to meet them where you're at. Meet them where you're at in that higher energy. And you'll be communicating back and forth like crazy. like there's no tomorrow. The two of you are going to be happily communicating, and that's all what this is all about. It's all about learning the art of effective communication. And if you have to seek a counselor to find out how one communicates, because you may have not really learned from your past experiences in relationships how to open up and be to be disarming. In other words, not to be speaking in a way to them that would want them to put their back up to you, because then they're going to sling arrows at you, which then you're going to defend yourself by slinging arrows at them, and it's just war. At that point, nothing's getting accomplished. And so you may need to learn how to effectively communicate with starting with your partner, right? Somebody, a love romantic partner, that then can extend to your kids and develop better relationships with them if they're a little bit, you know, difficult. Your co-workers, friends, family members. I mean, effective communication takes us everywhere. So, and everywhere, especially that where your star, you know, your star energy is in that parallel universe, that's where you want to go. Everybody wants to go there. Everybody, even though they don't maybe know it or they wouldn't admit it, but they do. They want it. We all want that. We want the successful life, feeling very happy and fulfilled, right? That wish fulfillment of the Nine of Cups energy. We want that with the star, that vortex of energy that is all about the good things in life, what dreams are made of. All right, so take care of yourself. Bye for now.